Welcome. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be a fun ride. I've got so much information that I want to share with you. And this is something that I am very passionate about, working with the healing power of sound. So through this series, we're going to have 4 videos and some meditations to accompany them that will help give you a taste of this healing power and this wisdom that sound embodies. Now, I don't know where you're coming from. Maybe you're just diving into this concept of sound and as a healing modality. Maybe this is your first exploration into any healing modality. I don't know. For me, my journey has been long. Over the last 25 years, I've worked in this industry with meditation, breath, different healing modalities, massage, sound, working in different cultures and traditions all around the world, and it's led me to some really incredible insights and awarenesses within myself. And over the last 10 years, I've really taken a deep dive into the healing power of sound. And I work mostly with sound and breath these days because I find that they are the most impactful modalities for me. And what I've witnessed with thousands of clients that I've worked with over the years is for them as well. It's a very powerful modality to start to create change and healing. And this is anything from physical issues to healing emotional trauma to letting go of mental chatter and confusion and gaining clarity, to bring people together, a greater connection, a greater love, a greater peace, a harmony. There's things from like people coming in with anxiety or depression or PTSD or you name it. People have come to these sessions and done the work that I do, these processes and practices that I've developed to heal many different things, to resolve many different issues. And so I know it's got a powerful impact. The thing that I want to share with you is how you can actually embrace this power and use it in your everyday life. It's it's one thing to come to the events that I run and to work with me personally, or come to our retreats or what have you. But the essence of it all is that we're always working with sound, and that all of creation is sound. And that in that, we have the most powerful healing instrument in the world, our voice, to work with. And so I want to teach you some practical tools and give you a taste of what it's like to work with sound in a healing way and how it can actually benefit you. Not just by talking. I think we're in a world full of information, and that information isn't really solving the world's problems. It's if anything, it's complicating the world's problems. For me, my journey has been through experiential processes, and through experiencing things, then I start to understand and embody the wisdom that's there. So that's what I want to impart with you, is some experiences that give you an opportunity to taste and explore this wisdom that sound holds. So without waffling on for too long, let's get into it. Now, in this journey, I want to take you through what I call the sound circle. And the sound circle is made up of 3 components. You've got number 1, you've got to create an awareness. And then from the awareness, you can start to create your intention. So an intentionality that then you work with the sound with. So it's an awareness plus an intention plus a sound creates a whole circle, a wholeness of working with sound that then allows for healing or transformation. So that's the formula. Awareness plus intention plus sound equals healing or transformation. And now how do you find an awareness? And in order to create an awareness, we've got to have a silence. Okay? The silence is the starting point. That's where awareness is found, in the silence. And then how do you then create an intention? Is through a listening. So in the silence, you can have a listening that then moves into an expression. So that sits on top of awareness. You have silence. Of intention, you have listening. Of sound, you have expression. So those 3 aspects are then layered on the outside circle of this sound circle. Hope that makes sense. So that's an overview of how we're going to track through this series. So the first one, which I mentioned, was an awareness or silence. So you might be saying, well, okay, I get the awareness, I get that, but wait a minute, silence. Why do I want to sit in silence when I'm working with sound? And in essence, the most powerful sound is silence, or the lack of sound. And it is actually the foundation of all sounds, in that there wouldn't be any sound if there wasn't the canvas of silence for sound to express upon. Okay? So we start there. We start in silence. And if you listen to the world around you, just wherever you are right now, I mean, I would venture to say 95% of you that are listening to this are in a place where there's noise. Okay? Whether that's the lights humming, a computer buzzing, traffic noise, children in the other room, TV on, radio on perhaps in another room, maybe there's family in the house that's making chatter or a conversation somewhere, or a neighbor jamming on a guitar or something. I don't know. It could be anywhere, listening to anything, but there's noise just throughout all of our modern world, our busy world. And that's a problem. It's a huge problem because there's nothing in our lives, there's no activity that we're going to do that's going to stimulate us or create more activity in the brain and the nervous system than making music, number one, and listening to music or sound, number two. And so if there's a lot of noise coming in, it's stressing our nervous system. And so we're always engaged, we're always under stress because of all the noises that are impacting us, and we ignore it. We don't really pay too much attention about it. And you're not going to hear much about sound pollution, are you? I mean, there's loud noises here and there, like, that can cause deafening and impact our ability to hear. But everyday noises around us are actually causing an impact on us as well, creating a stress response in our nervous system. It's the autonomic nervous system that keeps us alive, the heart beating, the breath breathing, all those, hundreds of functions that are going on inside of us that we don't have to think about are happening. Well, another one, that the main thing that it's doing is looking for threats. And how does it gauge threat? Through sound. That's its number one sense that it's utilizing is sound. So you'll notice this, and that you hear a loud sound next to you. You hear like a crash or a clap, and like you instantly look, like, what was that? Well, why did you turn like that? And try and stop yourself from turning. It's like you really need to be aware to not react to a loud sound. And what it's doing is your autonomic nervous system is engaging you and saying, whoa, what's that? Is that safe, or am I in trouble? And so you're putting your focus there, you're putting your attention there, so that you can then either flee, go into fight or flight, or fight it off, or then start to relax again. And in our society, with all these noises, we're constantly firing stress. Am I safe? Am I safe? I'm not safe. I'm not safe. There's some threat here. There's a threat there. There's a threat there, with all these noises, right? And so we never get that space then to relax. There's not much of a silence anywhere. So how can we then create a listening and then ultimately a conscious expression of sound for a healing, for a harmony? We can't. So this is where we begin, okay? Now, let's just go into this briefly. What you're going to do, and this is something you can guide yourself in. I'm not going to give you a recording with this, because how do I record silence? It'll just be blank, right? So listen to this. What? There's nothing there, right? Yeah, exactly. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this left hand, and you're going to set it on the center of your chest. And you're going to take your right hand, you're going to place it just below your navel, okay? And just hold yourself here. So this is an embrace, all right? You're literally holding yourself, all right? Then you close your eyes down, you go inside. And now what are we going to do here? We're going to be present. And we're going to see if we can find a silence. Now, obviously, we can't stop all the noise around us, or all the chatter in our minds, or all the other noises that may catch our attention. But what we want to do is we want to take the most basic rhythm of life, our breath, and we want to see if we can drop into the space or the silence between the breath. Okay? So we close our eyes down, holding that posture. And as you breathe, you feel the chest and the belly expand underneath the palms of those hands, right? So just let the breath breathe. You don't need to adjust it. Just let it breathe. And as it does, you want to take your attention to that space between the inhale and the exhale. And that space between the exhale and the inhale. But don't change the breath. Let the breath breathe and just clock those moments, those pauses between the breath. And in there is a space, is a place of silence. Okay? And that's as simple as this practice is. Okay, so just bring your attention back here if you've closed your eyes. That's as simple as it is. So practice that, turn this off and give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes to 20 minutes. If you can give yourself 20 minutes, you're really gonna dive into this concept of silence. And just sit in that posture, find that space between the breaths. Let the thoughts go, let the all the noises just go. Your attention is in that pause between the breath. And you'll start to drop into the space of silence. Now, if you do this every day for the next few days, 5 to 20 minutes, you'll start to then notice a silence within yourself. And it's going to help you through your day to be more relaxed and less stressed. And then also through your day, take a moment. Maybe set your clock to chime every hour and be like, am I finding silence? Am I finding the space? And this will start to train yourself to relinquish that stress response that all the noise and the chatter in the mind and all this stuff actually imposes upon us every day. And you'll start to find a space, a silence. And that silence then is where we can start to listen. All right? So that's where we're going to go in the next session, is to listen. So thanks for joining me for this. Explore the space between the breath, find the silence, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll go into the listening component. All right. Love your vibe. See you soon.